It is really great to be here. Good morning to our neighbors. Good morning, Newark. Good morning, artists. My name is Aisha Glover. I'm the Vice President of Urban Innovation here at Audible, and we are thrilled to be kicking off and having the official launch for the Newark Artist Collaboration. So before we get started, we are going to share a quick video.
I want people to just allow themselves to open up their minds and feel and see and allow their senses to be activated.
Artists give a community an opportunity to see itself. Their work holds up a mirror.
The Newark Artist Collaboration speaks to Audible's core purpose. NAC indicates the way we've decided to come upon new ideas and new programs, and then partner directly with community individuals who can make these visions of the possible real.
Newark has a tremendous arts history. What we have here in Newark is pretty special. How can we work collaboratively to help activate artists? We wanted to make sure that we're connecting them with resources while helping to beautify our neighborhood.
It was really important that the artists either lived here, worked here, or had been contributing to our creative community for some time. This is such an exciting project because it's a true neighborhood activation.
The force multiplier is having a number of artists doing it throughout the city. And I think that that's what is most impressive about this project.
Your creativity to be at its best has to be a collaboration as well, not just 16 different artists in one project, but also if you break down a project, each person has somebody to collaborate with. I think that type of effort is super, super important.
I'm trying to make something that's universal, but also being inspired by indigenous cultures, so we can start thinking about our humanity.
We're here to amplify narratives that need to be heard. We want people to see that it's okay to be whole, to not feel intimidated by their past or to feel ashamed of it, but rather to feel that it's something that's a superpower that they can wield.
And when we think about community, we're thinking not only of ourselves, our family, our friends, but of our neighbors as well.
Newark is particularly rich in culture, diversity. We have all these ethnicities living together. There's an element of pride.
There is an inextricable link between people and places. And the places reflect the culture that we ultimately want to drive into the organization. And when you have a sense of community through art, this all creates a sense of excitement.
We are all stakeholders, the artists, corporations, nonprofits. So by merging these two groups, we're able to create really impactful and long-term programs that benefit us all.
Audible is one of the largest employers of creative talent in the entire New York City metropolitan area. So we're very intentional about our relationship with creatives. Public art and the arts are essential to economic revitalization.
And this is just a wonderful opportunity to embrace the amazing artistic talent in New York and make a public statement. I believe these art pieces actually indicate a better future.
When our art is accessible to everyone, it really makes a difference.
All right. Shout out to Igor and Dream Play Media.
Yay.
Right. Keep it local, keep it local. So I don't want to recap everything that we just said in the video, but Audible launched the Newark Artist Collaboration really as part of our broader commitment, not just to our own presence here, but the cultural life of Newark. So we actually brought our headquarters here in 2007, and so really throughout that time have consistently been trying to not only continue our work in amplifying underrepresented voices, but really maximizing what our economic and social impact looks like in the city of Newark. So this is about the arts as an economic driver and investing in artists and creatives, as I said in the video, as one of the largest employer of creatives in the entire New York City metropolitan area. We know talent when we see it, and we work tirelessly to identify ways to amplify that, working with creatives from our content and our community. As a leading storyteller, Audible decided that the best way to do this was to bring together all of the creatives and stakeholders throughout the city to build something that's truly engaging and worthwhile for the artists. Through Newark Artist Collaboration, 20 local artists and art collectives were selected by a jury of local arts professionals and community stakeholders to produce large-scale installations and public art in Newark. I will shout out and ask everybody who was on the jury to please raise your hand. We have a full list of people from the community and within Audible that work to identify artists. So internally at Audible, it's truly a team effort. One of the things that I've always loved about Audible, even before I joined, is that I knew a lot of people there. And that's really a testament to the role that the corporation plays and not really relegating this work to one particular department. So the fully mobilized team, including leadership from my boss, Abhinav Mathur, who's in the back there, our CEO, Bob Carrigan, our CFO, Cynthia Chu, our Chief People Officer, Ann Ernie. But I have to give a special shout out to my partners in crime on this effort, Kay Wright and Kelly Del Rosso, and the tremendous support from the workplace, real estate, and facilities team, especially Jeff Weiser and Brian Mullen, and the people and places team, especially Santoshi and Amy. Just last night, Don made amazing remarks at the Penn Gala and said not to mention anybody that's alive. It's easier to recognize when people have influenced and had a deep impact. So I'm going to regret saying names, I'm sure, but blame it on my head and not my heart. This was truly a village. So one person that I cannot leave out, and that's for sure, is because he truly helps to set the tone for what a company can mean beyond what it does, is our founder and executive chairman, Don Katz.
Right.
Good morning, everybody. So, look, this is just so exciting to me, and it just touches so many strains of things that I believe in and that Audible tries to stand for. There's just so much talent here. Please, artists, thank you, and if just come up and say hi to me if I haven't met you before, because I want to. The idea that you've had your talent here for all to see, to portray this beauty and this meaning. It speaks to Audible's mission. So one of the things we decided early on that we would connect directly to the professional creative class. And that goes way back for me because I spent 20 years as a freelance writer, kind of working without a net. And all I ever wanted to do was have a full-time job being a creator. And that, as artists know, is not easy to do in this particular time and place. So, we've paid 60,000 different working actors in the last 10 years as part of this mission, and so this is a way to connect to to another group of incredibly talented artists that's really important to me. And it's also impactful because we're also committed to this idea of people who ought to be heard. In the case of NAC, people who ought to be seen, and that relates to how deeply we've embraced. I recommend that you just search on our LGBTQ+ repertoire of deep original programming, or Raising Black Voices, which indicates for many years we were part of these voices that ought to be heard, and these incredible performances by people who otherwise have been marginalized. I will tell you, what you might see in there too is that Mayor Baraka's incredible book of Baraka, which I highly recommend because I got to props it. It's really good, and you should hear it. And the fact that we have an incredibly talented mayor is just makes the city just so much better. So we're representing this glorious rainbow, and this is just why we're in Newark and why we love Newark. There's also impact in the sense that there's incredible power in art, and you see this all over the world. We saw it in big time in Berlin. Berlin is a historically challenged city for lots of different reasons. And in fact, it has a giant footprint like Newark because of the days of wealth, and it's what you saw in Berlin is that there wasn't distributable wealth to be had, and there was an amazing uprising of the arts as an art scene, and the empowerment of the arts, and early stage technology companies. And between these two, it created what most people think of as quite an equitable comeback story. And so it created jobs at all levels, it created small businesses, and it's really a great story. We had 12 people in 2008 move from Munich to be part of the Berlin comeback. I think we have over 300 people now, but it's a really great model to look at. And look at public art in Cartagena, Colombia. You look at public art in Detroit. It's really powerful there. You look at public art in Paris, particularly the parts of Paris that are relatively disenfranchised from wealth. So this isn't just beautification for me. This is impact. This is meaning. And I just wanted to say that, one of the people that I've kind of been able to study with, because I know him about why art is about equality and is about bringing people together and is about hope in the future, is, I don't know if you've heard of him, but JR is pretty much internationally renowned. He was a top 100 Time magazine most influential people. He's thought to be one of the greatest kind of graffiti artists who became, a major international figure. He's an urban artivist, and his thing was the street is the largest art gallery in the world, and he's done this. If you just check him out, it's in the Middle East, it's in the favelas of Brazil, it's in the projects in Paris, and anyway, he's just been a great friend, and he's such a anyway, he's been watching this with great excitement, and he wanted to send a little quick audio message. He's a North African, Tunisian guy who was from France. But if we can play the little video clip, we can get a kick out of it. I'm sorry, not video clip, audio clip.
What's up, everybody in Newark? I just want to send a message from France. I'm JR, I'm an artist, and I just want to send my love and respect to all the artists in Newark who are right now creating for their community and giving all their heart to create murals and artworks for the people that live in their community. As long as we all do that wherever we live, the world would be a better place. So I just wanted to send some love from here and keep the great work.
Thanks. So look, this is public art has deep social purpose. It is equality making. It is ameliorative. It's healing. It's communal power. Hopefully, it's a harbinger of people coming back to the city. We've got to get back here and bring people together because we got to continue to lift up the incredible power of the people of the city. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Don, and I hope you all also heard that as just a proof point that Don literally talks about Newark to people all over the globe and is really trying to celebrate and amplify everything special that's happening here. You saw a bit of a glimpse in the video and insight into all of the installations. Just want to emphasize they're both inside and outside, so immediately following the program, we will have tours available. You got tour information on your badges, so we hope that you will be kind of taking this all in. It's a little bit of a walk and a nice experience. We will not be giving you inside tours today, but hopefully you got some sense of that from the video and from the website. And for us, it was really a way of making sure that we're bringing art both inside our walls and outside. So for the past year, we've actually been redesigning our building, one of two of the buildings we have here, and really wanting to recreate the workspaces that our employees are surrounded by every day. Separately, we've had really just amazing support from stakeholders. The city's Director of Arts and Cultural Affairs is unable to join us, but I do just want to shout out Fayemi Shakur, who's been amazingly supportive. I also want to acknowledge we have Councilwoman LaMonica MacGyver joining us today. Newly re-elected Councilwoman LaMonica MacGyver joining us today. A great champion for the Central Ward and a perfect balance of push and pull and creating the right nudging and tension that needs to happen in order to move the city forward. So we appreciate your support. Talking about the right amount of tension, I'm going to introduce our next speaker, who's really truly a champion, an artist, a poet, newly re-elected, our Mayor, Raz J. Baraka.
You don't know what to expect at an Audible event, I swear, boy. Whether we in the club or I don't know what's, I'll bring it out. So I just want to thank, Don Katz. I want to thank Audible, first of all, for being a partner in the city of Newark and knowing what a partner means. Because some people are partners on paper. I'd like to thank you for Newark Working Kitchens when in the middle of this pandemic, helping us make sure these businesses stayed open and helping us feed millions of people across the city. Putting your money where your mouth is, giving stipends to workers so they can patronize local businesses. I sat with you one day with some of your workers and we ate at a local acai place over there, right? And on Raymond Boulevard, and I appreciate that. Encouraging your workers to live here in the city of Newark. Giving them the opportunity to live here, to be a part of this community, not just to come here and work and commute and leave back and forth, but also to participate in the foundation and the growth and the beauty of what is Newark, New Jersey. And now, just Artist Collaborative, which is near and dear to our heart. Fayemi was mentioned and the work that she does, and we were doing even before that to put murals all over the city, put money in artists' hands to give them the opportunity to create and grow and blossom in the city of Newark, because we know what so many people are finding out now, that Newark is a home of artists. And not only that our economic growth and recovery is centered around how well our artists do in the city. If our artists are doing well, if they're growing, if they're exceeding, if they're kind of expanding, then the city grows at the same time. People go to New York City not because they just want to hang out in New York, they go because of the art and culture and the entertainment in New York. But I'm gonna tell you a secret, while New York was booming, Newark has been booming for a long time, even before New York City. And while they was jamming at all of the places like Radio City and all those places in New York, they would come in jam sessions in Newark here, where you can hear some of the best jazz musicians, some of the best blues artists, some of the best writers hung out and congregated in the city of Newark all of the time. While New York had the big fashion fair, Newark had Emily Miles right here in the city of Newark making clothes and doing the things right here in this town. So Newark has a history of art, and this is incredible. So this public-private partnership is right what we need. And lastly, it's not just about the aesthetics of it. Because it's also about the content. It's not just how you say it, is what you are actually saying, right? What you're saying adds to the beauty as well, because what we're really trying to do is oppose ugliness. and we write on walls because walls are ignorant, right? And so we're trying to say something. The question is, what are you trying to say, right? Particularly at a time in this country and in this world where something desperately needs to be said. What is it that you are saying in your art? So thank you, Don, thank you, Audible, thank you all the artists here in the city of Newark, and those who visiting. We got a place for you to live and hang out so you can be a part of our community as well. God bless you.
I literally just looked at Rebecca like, do you want me to introduce you? Because I feel like she needs no introduction. Early on in this process, the two partners in crime I mentioned earlier, Kay Wright and Kelly Zorosso, were kind of like, we need a project coordinator, like someone who could lead this. I'm like, we got this, like we could do it. I'm like, no, this is a huge effort. And so it's really just been a pleasure to work with you. Looking forward to the second phase of this. There is more to come, but Rebecca Jampol, Project for Empty Spaces, has served as the project coordinator on this effort, and again with that common theme of tension, right? Tension is healthy, the unity of opposites, right? And so to think very purposefully around how do we get to a place where we are really leaning all the way in to celebrate art, to acknowledge how to use it as a way to help create change. Rebecca has just been phenomenal to partner with, so please join us.
I'm so nervous. But I love public art and I love Newark, so I'm gonna belt out some words for you guys today. It has been 1 year since we launched the Newark Artist Collaboration. In that short time, we have commissioned 20 Newark artists and artist collectives and have collaborated with just as many local stakeholders and organizations. Antoinette, Irini, Malcolm, Melissa, Jira, I'm Visible, Hans, Armisi, Work, Monifa, Patricia, Noel, Ron, Nancy, Yasmin, Dahlia, Jahi, Rorschach, Gabe, Gisela, Rachel, Igor, the City of Newark, Director Fayemi Shakur, our Mayor Razjay Baraka, Rutgers, Fidelco, Etna, Accurate, Focus, hang on with me, there's a lot of collaborators here. Bolton, the Hanini Group, the Newark Public Library and their phenomenal team, NJ Transit, the Newark Museum of Art, Fortress of Solitude, Express Newark, the Form Design Studio at Express Newark, NJ PAC, the Department of Public Works, the Newark Downtown District, CVS, Project for Empty Space, James Street Commons, our incredible jury members, all 40 of them, the kids from our community that helped us create works, including my 3.5-year-old Adele, all of the hands that have helped create, fabricate, and assist, and so many more. Each contributor has made this program whole and is a critical part of this collaboration in the arts ecosystem of Newark. This neighborhood is pure magic, and it is so in part by all of you. So if we could just give a hand to our collaborators. Thank you, Newark Artist Collaboration artists. I am truly in awe of your work, your thoughtfulness, and your intentionality. In Newark, we are using public art as a medium for voice and to raise our voice. In Newark, we are using public art as a medium to share and to educate and to make space for discourse. In Newark, we are using public art as a medium for representation. In Newark, we are using public art as a medium to bring eyes and ears to our stories. In Newark, we are using public art as a medium to empower, encourage imagination, and to bring joy. We are using this medium to advocate and to dismantle and to demand change.
and we are using this medium to dream and to manifest a better future for all of us. Any artwork that you find yourself in front of in this city, whether it's in this program or beyond in Newark, you find yourself in front of a voice. This moment of support from Audible has allowed us to not only see that voice, but to hear it and to access it all over the world. Special thanks to the folks at Audible, to the People and Places team, and to the Global Center for Urban Development for believing in the transformative power of the arts. So at this time, I'd like to bring up two very special artists who have been creating community-engaged art for decades. The artist behind what's behind me, Malcolm Rolling and Hans Lundy of Yender.
Hello everybody, my name is Hans, and
my name is Malcolm Rowland, Chief Operator at Yendor, long-term lover of the city of Newark. I was born here in the city of Newark, so today is a really beautiful day to see all of your faces.
So the mural behind us is named Souvenir de la Voix, right? And it means remembering the voices of the past generations that came before us, and also the generations that are here to keep moving forward. This mural is meant to give homage to the past generations that has been here in Newark and that has been planting their seeds, and for the generation that is actually to come. This project was sparked by Audible, but it was birthed by a conversation, right?
So when I kind of think of public art, it's something that stretches way beyond the artist's reach, right? Like we created together in a room, right? And we kind of studio brain worked everything out. But once we put the work on the wall, it goes way beyond us, right? And that's the reason why we work so hard to create murals, because they change the spaces that we live in. So coming from the Yendor point of view of like, we were mentored by Rodney Gilbert, and his life's work was life work, right? Yes. And it's something that the mayor said so beautifully a couple of years ago. And we just want to continue that work in such a way that it keeps inspiring the next generation of artists.
The thing about it is that when we had these conversations, Malcolm's root is from Newark. My roots are in Haiti. And we have the same skin, but we come from different places. But the root that we found that intertwined us was the simple fact that we carry our past generations with us in every work that we do, in every conversations, and anything that we do. And that's the beautiful thing, and that's the great thing about Newark and the culture about it, is that like you can see the seeds of the past generations that have been grown here just by us being here, by this mural being here, and anything else that's going to come from this.
So just to close and to say some thank yous, I think all the thank yous have been said, but there's just a special group of people to us that helped this mural behind the scenes. Security was very gracious to us. We had to work out a lot of the kinks because we were the first artists to start. But the gentlemen who work in the library and behind that annex, in those garages, they worked tirelessly to help us every day. We were out here, and me and Hans worked long days, 9 to 9, 9 to 10, 9 to 1 in the morning. The storm hit, and it was the crew in here who let us know that the storm was coming. So I just really, if any of those gentlemen are out in the crowd, I really, really want to say thank you. We really appreciate all of the support you gave us, all of the tireless efforts of opening up the garage for us, allowing us to use the bathroom. Those things matter the most on a project like this. So again, thank you everyone for coming today, and from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it.
It's an amazing piece. It's gorgeous. Malcolm, Hans, thank you so much for your work. I don't know, I saw a few people that live in the direct community. I see Virginia in the back. But there was scaffolding on this building for years. And so beyond the murals, we spent a lot of time, energy, and resources updating and upgrading some of the buildings. Basic capital, installed lighting, ties back to public safety. So when we say this is really a broader community effort, it truly is. So as we begin to wrap, one of the best parts about this project is that we were able to create and launch an app called Places by Audible, which actually allows you to hear the artists in their own words. And for the Raise Your Voice campaign, which you'll kind of get a glimpse of at the building right across the street, 494 Broad, where we've done the first 5 installations, those storefront window decals will actually be installed all over the city. And so the artists that we worked with on that particular campaign as part of this broader Newark Artist Collaboration umbrella are Gabe Ribeiro, Gisela Ochoa, Jahi Kijo Lendor, and Rorschach, and Dahlia Elsay. And we actually paired them with the powerful audio clips from several of our Audible originals, including The Book of Baraka by Mayor Baraka, Proof of Love by Chisa Hutchinson, Force of Beauty by Mickey Taylor, and Raising the Game by Anthony Frazier. I did see, it's amazing. Please walk around, please do the tour, scan and listen to the artists in their own words. That is honestly really the power of Audible. So I encourage you all to explore the app. Don't worry, we have included directions in your coloring book so you can take a self-guided tour. And now, as we wrap up, I'd like to just call up each artist and artist collective to the stage and have them join me. Adama Delphine Fawundu, Antoinette Ellis Williams, Armacy Smith, Jera Luz and Work, I'm Visible, Hans Lundy and Malcolm Rowling of Yendor, Melissa Goretti, Monifa Kincaid, Kazorla and Salim. I know we have some artists that are not in attendance today. I'm still going to read their names. I know Rebecca gave shout outs as well, but Arini Linardaki, Noelle Lorraine Williams, Ron Norsworthy, and Yasmin De Jesus. Just still wanted to acknowledge and shout them out. And then if our Raise Your Voice artists can join us as well, Gabe Ribeiro, Gisela Ochoa, and Rorschach. This is the awkward moment where we all just kind of stand here, but I am going to ask Don to come back on the stage so we can take a photo. Thank you everyone. We will be kicking off the tours now, and then we also have food in the courtyard if you want to join us and stay for lunch. So just come right around, and one of our installations is actually in that courtyard. So thank you all again. Enjoy the rest of the day. Happy the weather held up. Appreciate you all coming out.